If your worst mistake still introduces you, then listen close, because mine used to own my name. Yeah.
I spent years apologizing for versions of me I already buried. Still waking up feeling guilty like my soul was stuck in a cemetery. Every mirror knew my failures before it knew my face. Every dream had chains attached because regret ran every race. People love reminding you about chapters you've outgrown, like healing is illegal if you're doing it alone. They screenshot your mistakes, frame them like trophies. Forget the nights you survived when nobody noticed. I was drowning with a smile, laughing while I disappeared. Everybody loved the performance, nobody saw the fear. My heart became a battlefield, my thoughts became the smoke. Every prayer felt unanswered, every promise almost broke. I carry yesterday like concrete on my shoulders, wondering why tomorrow kept feeling colder. I blame myself, I blame the sky, until I realized you can't plant seeds while hugging dead trees. Pain taught me lessons, but it doesn't know my future. Scars tell stories, not like sentences. My future is bigger than my past. The chains may remember me, my freedom knows my name. I lost years, not purpose. I lost people, not destiny. You can keep reminding me who I was. I'm too busy becoming who God already. Every no became another brick inside my foundation. Every betrayal another chapter in my education. Funny how the people who laughed the loudest got quiet when I kept climbing. Funny how doors stayed locked until I built my own entrance. They measure me by broken moments, God measure me by unfinished purpose. There's a difference, failure is an event, not an identity. Depression visited it, never signed ownership papers. Fear rented a room and never bought the house. My history may explain me, but it will never define me. I stopped asking,
why did this happen?
and started asking,
What can this build?
everything changed. My future is bigger than my past. Every scar became proof, not shame. Every tear water the person I was becoming. The world remembers my failures, heaven remembers my faith. Heaven, yeah. There's a version of me my younger self never believed could exist. The kid who cried alone wouldn't recognize this man. Not because life became easier, because I became stronger. I stopped chasing revenge, success became my answer. I stopped arguing, peace became louder. I stopped begging people to stay, cause what belongs in your future doesn't need convincing. I forgave names that never apologized, not because they deserve peace, because I deserve freedom. Sometimes healing looks like silence, sometimes when it looks like walking away. If you're hearing this and you think you ruined your life, listen carefully. Your story didn't stop, you just paused in the hardest chapter. Books are never judged. My future is bigger than every mistake, bigger than every rejection, bigger than every addiction, bigger than every heartbreak, bigger than every lie I believed about myself. I survived. Not because I was fearless, because I refused to surrender hope. One day, the people who doubted you will tell your story like they believed in you first. One day, your tears will become testimony. Your silence will become wisdom. Your scars will become someone else's survival guide. Don't quit now. The mountain isn't laughing at you, it's waiting to introduce you to the version of yourself you haven't met yet. So if your past still follows you, let it watch, because it can't outrun. Hey! The future God is preparing, and before this song ends, I want you to answer one question. What's one chapter of your past that you're finally ready to leave behind, so your future can finally begin?
Came looking in the mirror, trying to wash away guilt that wasn't coming off with water. I wore confidence like borrowed clothes, nothing ever fit. People applauded my highlights, but nobody stayed for the behind the scenes. I became an expert at saying I'm good, while my soul whispered, please don't leave me alone. The loudest wars never made a sound. They happened between my heartbeat and every thought that wanted me to quit. I kept asking, why am I still carrying yesterday? Then life answered, because you keep introducing yourself using your old wounds instead of your new wisdom. That sentence changed everything. Yeah. There was a season where every closed door felt personal. Every rejection sounded like a verdict. Every unanswered prayer felt like abandonment. But what I called silence, God called preparation. Because seeds don't complain while they're growing underground. Nobody celebrates roots, everybody celebrates fruit. Maybe you're buried today, because tomorrow you'll stand taller than everyone who thought you disappeared. Yeah, some people only know the version of me that was bleeding. They never met the man healing. They judged the storm before seeing the rainbow, judge the ashes before seeing the fiery start. You can memorize my failures, but you'll have to update your opinion, because every scar has been promoted in the proof that impossible can lose. I stopped competing with people, started competing with the person fear wanted me to remain. That's the hardest opponent, not your enemies. Your excuses, not your critics, your comfort zone. Every morning I ask one question, will today's decisions make tomorrow proud to remember me? Because the future is built one uncomfortable choice at a time. I forgave myself for taking so long to become who I was created to be. Healing has no deadline, progress has no stopwatch. You don't know anybody, instant perfection, you're allowed to grow slowly. Trees don't apologize for needing seasons, mountains don't rush to impress valleys. So why do we expect ourselves to bloom overnight? I used to think pain was punishment, now I know pain was training. Because strength never arrives first, it follows resistance. Diamonds don't negotiate with pressure, eagles don't fear storms, they use them. And maybe the thing trying to break you is accidentally teaching you how to fly higher. How to fly higher. I don't hate my past anymore. Without it, I would've never discovered how much weight the human heart can survive carrying. Every disappointment taught me discernment. Every betrayal improved my vision. Every goodbye made room for people who clap when I win, not only when I struggle. That's growth. One day you'll tell your children about this season, not with tears, but with gratitude. You'll point at old photographs and barely recognize the pain behind your smile. You'll thank God for every delay, every detour, every heartbreak, every unanswered prayer, because you'll finally understand some blessings need broken roads to reach the right destination. And when someone asks, how did you survive all of that? You'll smile, take a deep breath, and say, my past wrote the first chapter. Not because they died, because I believe the lies spoken over my life. You'll never be enough, you're too broken, nobody believes in you. Funny, the loudest voices usually belong to people who never had the courage to chase their own. So I stopped borrowing doubt from people who rented fear. Today I only take advice from people who survived the fire. I'm walking through, extended. Every scar wanted to become my identity, but scars are reminders, not rulers. They can point to where you've been, they can't decide where you're going. I used to hide them, now I wear them like
like medals earned in invisible wars, because the strongest people usually have stories
They almost never tell. Extended variation.
Some mornings, victory looks simple, getting out of bed, taking one more breath, answering one more phone call, eating one more meal, smiling even when your soul still feels under construction. Don't underestimate small victories. A river never apologizes for beginning as a single drop, neither should you. Extending, I chase people who celebrated my potential but disappeared during my process. Now I value those who stayed when success hadn't learned my name, cause loyalty isn't measured during victories, it's measured inside empty rooms where hope is the only thing left alive.
I remember praying with nothing left except tears. No perfect words, no beautiful speeches, just silence mixed with exhaustion. And somehow he still understood me. That's the beautiful thing about grace. It speaks the language broken people forget they still know. Failure introduced me to patience. Pain introduced me to purpose. Loneliness introduced me to myself. A trap betrayal introduced me to discernment. Heartbreak introduced me to healing. In every chapter that almost destroyed me ended up becoming the reason someone else believes they can survive. Maybe that's what purpose looks like. The mountain didn't become smaller, I became stronger. The storm didn't stop blowing, I learned how to stand. Light didn't become easier, I became wiser. Faith isn't waiting for problems to disappear. Faith is walking forward while they still stand in front of you. There are people, there are people, there are people, watching your life quietly. They'll never tell you, but your decision to keep going is teaching them not to quit. You think you're only surviving, meanwhile someone else is borrowing courage from your example. Never underestimate the people. Your perseverance is secretly saving. One day,
your worst memory will lose its power, not because you forgot it, because you finally outgrew it. Healing isn't dealing history, healing is reading the same chapter without reliving the same pain. That's freedom.
So if you're listening,
with tears still hiding behind your eyes, hear me, you are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. The chapters that embarrassed you are becoming the pages people will quote when they need hope, because the greatest comeback isn't becoming rich, it isn't becoming famous, it isn't proving your enemies wrong. It's waking up one morning,
looking in the mirror, finally believing your future is still bigger than your past. I stopped asking life, why do I keep losing? Because every loss kept leaving me with something. Money couldn't buy wisdom, patience, discernment, character. The people who laughed only saw what I lost, they never saw what I gained. Sometimes God removes your comfort to reveal your calling. The road that hurts the most sometimes leads to the place you were always meant to stand. I carried anger like it was protecting me, but anger was only making my wounds heavier, so I let it go. Not because people deserve forgiveness, because my future deserved peace. Revenge keeps you connected to yesterday. Forgiveness introduces you to tomorrow, and I refuse to let people who already walked away keep renting space inside my mind. They asked, how are you still smiling? Simple, because I've cried enough to understand that joy isn't the absence of pain, it's the decision to keep believing even while your heart is still healing. Some of the happiest people carry invisible scars, not because life was easy, because they refused to let pain become permanent. Every version of me that almost gave up is watching this moment. The teenager who thought nobody cared, the young man who questioned his purpose, the exhausted soul who almost let fear write the ending. I'm grateful they survived, because without them, this version of me would never exist. Sometimes you have to thank the version of yourself that stayed alive long enough to become your miracle. I've learned not every delay is rejection. Sometimes life slows you down because your blessing is still learning your address. Imagine arriving early to a promise you weren't strong enough to protect. Timing can feel painful until you realize it saved you. My past still knocks on my door, but I don't invite it in anymore. It reminds me of every mistake, every regret, every night I almost disappeared. I thank you
for the lesson, then I close the door because memories can visit. They don't get to move back in. I don't want success if it costs my peace. I don't want applause if I have to betray myself. I'd rather walk slowly with purpose than sprint towards someone else's definition of winning. Real success is sleeping at night, no, you didn't lose your soul trying to save your image. Maybe the reason you survived was never just for you. Maybe your testimony is someone else's lifeline. Maybe your tears are becoming the language that helps another broken heart feel understood. Maybe your story was never meant to end at your pain. Maybe it begins with your healing. Listen, I'm not standing here claiming I've conquered every fear. Some mornings I still wrestle with yesterday. Some nights old memories still whisper my name. The difference is they don't control my direction anymore. Fear still speaks, but faith speaks louder. Pain still visits, but it no longer pays the bills in my heart. The mirror no longer shows me the man I failed to become. It shows me the man who kept getting back up when quitting would have been easier. If life taught me anything, it's this: your greatest breakthrough usually arrives right after the moment you almost walked away. So don't, not today, not this hour, not this chapter, because the person you're becoming is already walking towards you. Meet him. Meet him. One day, someone will ask you, how did you survive everything that tried to destroy you? And you'll smile. Not because you never broke, but because you finally realized your scars were never proof that you were losing. They were proof that every single time life tried to write the end, God picked up the pen and wrote, to be continued. And tell me, what's one chapter of your past that refused to define your future? Leave it in the comments, because your story might become the reason someone else decides to keep living tomorrow.